You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Truman needs to know what's next.
2,
What's next?
1.
Hello again, this is your good old neighbor Nick Hicks, Spider-Verse and Frozen 2 and Kim Possible Fan 2001. So I really hope you enjoyed my part 1 went on Rudeness. So doing to that video is doing pretty well so far. So now I'm doing my part 2 went on Rudeness. Enough further ado, let's talk about the thing I just think is pretty rude and people need to learn about. And I'm doing this, honestly, I'm doing this video to teach some people not to be rude. So another thing I just think is pretty rude, which I don't understand why some grown people is doing that, which is another than passing gas and burping when I say excuse me. Guys, I just think it's pretty rude that that you're in the dinner table with your family and all of a sudden you're passing gas and burping but you didn't say excuse me, which I just think is pretty rude. But if you want to do it, in the bathroom alone, I'll be cool with it and I will be fine with it. But honestly, guys, if you do it in the dinner table, honestly, guys, and make yourself like a crazy person. Anyway, and that's the thing that people need to be working on. And honestly, guys, and the other thing I just think is pretty rude, which is another than having people don't want to be touched. Like, honestly, let's give it an example. Like, honestly, guys, if you want to hug some people, you can hug some people. But if other people was completely say come here and say you don't hug people. Hug people is not a good look. And honestly, guys, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You can hug people, but if you here's some of the people out there. Was completely scared and completely worried that you've been touching people, or else honestly, guys, and honestly, and all else people would thinking about that you is going to do some bad stuff to him. Bad stuff to them if you touch some people. Because honestly, guys, there was a scene in Oppenheimer when, Robert J. Oppenheimer, which is my fourth favorite film of all time, which, yeah. Anyway, and there was a scene in Oppenheimer when he was holding Jean's hand, and all of a sudden, Jean did not like to be touched. She was literally pushing. She was literally did not want her hand to be held. And all I gotta said, but if someone don't want to be touched, honestly, guys, you can't force them to be touched. So if someone don't want to be touched, well, it's just being shy and all, but at the end of the day, you can't be touching people without people's permission. And then, on the guy, and the other thing I just think is pretty weird, what's another than having people burping on your face? Okay, now that's really disgusting. Why in the world you want to burp on someone's face? Okay, cover your mouth. That is so disgusting and rude, and don't be like Wreck-It Ralph and Wreck-It Ralph 2 when Ralph have audacity. We're drinking root beer, which yummy from my root beer. But I'm drinking a root beer, and when he burping on Penelope, I gotta said that that's not a good work. So people don't burp in people's face. That's not a good work. Stop it. And another thing I just think is pretty weird, which is another name calling. I hate name calling because honestly, guys, name calling, it just make people heartbreak and hurt people's feeling. Because honestly, guys, let's get an example that people calling you an F word, the B word, the S word, or even the mother F word, or even the A word, or even the N word. Please don't do that, okay? Then make yourself like a crazy person. So yeah, honestly, and make yourself like a crazy person. So yeah. Anyway, guys, and that's the thing that you should be working on. So yeah. Anyway, and another thing I just think is pretty rude. What's another than cussing? Cussing your video, I'll be cool with it, but even I don't do that, which I'm gonna keep it that way. But cussing in public, and I was like, hey, watch your mouth, would you? I don't want to hear you cussing in public, which if you cuss in public and make yourself like a crazy person. But honestly, guys, here's the other thing I just think is pretty weird. Which another thing having two people was talking about their business and talking about the kid's name Dash, which honestly, guys, I've probably seen the scene from The Incredibles when Elastigirl and Mr. Incredibles was having the argument about Dash in front of the kids out there, and I was sorry, and I was like, honestly, guys, I'm sorry, and even that scene was very funny, but at the same time, at the same time, that is so freaking weird. I don't want to hear your, I don't want to hear your business, and okay, honestly, guys, here's some of the people out there was talk about your business in front of the people out of the Audi, and I was like, people, go to the other room. I don't want to hear your business, okay? That is so annoying. And another thing I just think is pretty rude. What's another than having students disrespect your teachers? Why in the world Why in the world you want to disrespect your teachers? You can't be disrespect your teacher, okay? Teacher is just here for here for teaching students, and giving students as a educational. But on the guy and just be and honestly and just being the bad guys when you disrespect your teachers, which you can't be disrespect your teacher. Disrespect your teacher, that's not a good work. Anyway, that's not a good work, honestly, because if you disrespect your teachers, that's not a good work, honestly. And honestly, guys, and the other thing, honestly, guys, and honestly, guys, here's some of this teacher or very disrespectful to you. Disrespectful to you. How about number one, what your parent know, and number two, what your principal know. Principal and parent is out there. So, honestly, guys, once again, if you see some of the teacher is very disrespectful, just please remind your teacher, remind your parent, and remind the principal. So, honestly, guys, there was no need to disrespect your teachers. And just like students disrespect your teachers, we have kids. Honestly, guys, and here's the other thing I just think is pretty rude, which here's some of the kids that disrespect your parent. You can't be disrespect your parent, okay? Honestly, guys, this is the type of parent that they give you food, a roof on your head, and give everything that you want, like toys, video game, and give everything that you want. But honestly, guys, and just being, honestly, guys, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean and all. But if you guys disrespect your parent, I gotta say, but you guys are completely spoiled brat. I gotta say. Anyway, and that's the thing that people need to be working on, because honestly, guys, you can't be disrespected. Honestly, guys, you can't. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, you can't be disrespect your parent. Parent is still here for you. And honestly, guys, then if you have a bad day, just let your parent know. Honestly, guys, parent is here for you. You can't be disrespect. Don't be like Riley from Inside Out when she say, "Shut up," and the dad say, "Go your whoop now." And honestly, guys, and even Inside Out is an epic brilliant masterpiece, but that scene was completely funny as heck. Anyway, but at the same time, it's based on a true event, because some of the people, here's some of the kids out there or completely disrespect your parent, which you cannot be disrespect your parent, and make yourself like a bad name. So yeah. Anyway, and another thing I just think is pretty rude, and I don't understand why people is doing it these days. What's another than being rude at the library? Being rude at the library, it's called library for a reason. Anyway, and don't be like Gumball when he was trying to eat some food, and Darwin was looking at him angry, and Gumball was completely swallowing, and Darwin was being happy and all, was continuing doing this laptop. Continuing doing this computer. But all of a sudden, Gumball have audacity to open a soda. And Darwin was mad at him as heck. I gotta said, you can't be eating food at the library, and you cannot be being loud at the library. And people, if you be loud to the libraries, honestly, in the library, library people would say, "Shh, we're in the library, quiet down." Anyway, you can't be "Oh my God, there's a book, it's right, a book, yeah, you can't be doing that, okay? You can't be doing that and make yourself like a crazy person. And on the last thing we're going to talk about rude for the night, which is another than being rude at the movie theater, which I might do a full video about it in the future. Anyway, guys, and here's some of the people out there or completely being rude at the movie theater. Honestly, guys, let's picture you that you George from Seinfeld, which is my favorite episode from Seinfeld, which I'll probably a lot of people think English episodes is their favorite episodes, which for me, I just think the movie theater episode is my favorite. Anyway, and honestly, guys, and there was the two guys was trying to have a commentary and being laugh and all and kicking the seat, and George Unson was completely staying up for himself, and that's the best thing of George. And honestly, guys, and yeah, shows George. I'm sorry, and yeah, shows George can be unlikable some of the episodes, especially when he pushing people while they have a fire in the house. Which George, you can be doing that. Honestly, guys, you're not Diesel from Kyersville. Anyway, and honestly, guys, even George did it first, but Diesel completely copy of that. Anyway, on the guys, you can be booed. You can be booed. You can be booed. You can be being rude in the movie theater, or else you want to have George to be raging at you. And on the guys, and when he raging out one, two guys, OMG, that was really funny. Anyway, guys, that was my part 2 rant on rudeness. At the end of the video, I'm not trying to do this video as a hatred video of a teacher and the students and the parent out there. I was just doing the video for one lesson. And YouTube channel is not all about entertainment. YouTube channel is all about making videos about rant on violence and rudeness and all that. And honestly, I might do a rant on violent, which I just don't like any of the violent nonsense. Anyway, and honestly, guys, and violent over stupid stuff. It's just completely stupid. Anyway, guys, now excuse me, I'm gonna get back texting Preston because Preston's coming over tomorrow, which I just want to find out what time he's coming tomorrow, which I might call him in a little bit. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of this, please, I highly recommend you hit the subscribe button, turn notification, and share the video to your whole family. And have a great night, everyone. And I see you guys next time. And once again, adios and good night.